Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we're talking this week's WWE Monday Night Raw, where the world title scene is all over the place. All sorts of stuff going on revolving around Seth Rollins. We're going to talk about that. And some matches that seem to be sort of coalescing in place for the Clash in the Paris. We're going to talk about that. But first, we've got some news on a popular duo in WWE, Kross and Scarlet. Karrion Kross and Scarlet.
Yeah. So even with WWE fans chanting, "We want Kross. We want Kross," following SummerSlams, it seems like WWE may not want him, Karrion Kross, or his wife Scarlet, to come back to the company, to re-sign with the company. Yes, Triple H, whether purposely or not, thought fans were chanting, "We want Brock," rather than "We want Kross." During the SummerSlam post-show Sunday night.
Sorry for the audio crowd. That pause there was Larson
double
reacting
facepalm from
to
Steve,
me.
yes.
Double facepalming.
Double facepalm is appropriate. Appropriate reaction. So according to Fightful Select, not only were Kross and Scarlet not at Raw last night, apparently WWE have yet to offer them new contracts, even though their current contracts are set to expire this upcoming weekend. Now, Fightful is clear to state that they have not heard either way whether they have been informed that their contracts will be, the company will let them expire, thus making them free agents. So, this follows several weeks of rumors about Kross and Scarlet's impending free agency, and those rumors have usually been followed with WWE has yet to offer them new deals.
Yeah, right.
In a way, you could see the match with Sami Zayn at SummerSlam, in a lot of respects, kind of wrap up what Kross has been doing. His whole thing has been the devil on the shoulder, getting in people's heads, and one way or the other, kind of motivating them to turn heel. Well, he found someone that wasn't susceptible to those type of mind games. He has been thwarted. Sami said to him, "We're done now." Kross nodded. I mean, it kind of at least wrapped up that particular part of the story arc for Kross, and if that's WWE's attempt to kind of essentially wrap up his time with the company, it's a bummer because he's made a lot of strides over the last few months, not just in terms of gaining popularity with the audience, getting more TV time, making the most of that TV time as well. He has been one of the most entertaining and interesting characters on Raw for a good part of 2025, even when he's just on in little snippets.
Yeah, he adds a lot to the programming.
He does.
It's not unlike, in my opinion, it's not unlike, in a very different way, R-Truth, who, I don't know what his future holds. It seems like, they brought him back as this defiant character who, people kind of got a handle kind of on like what the real situation was, maybe. And then they sort of turned him into like, an anti-hero type, or a tweener or whatever. And then they're just really cooling him off. I suspect they're probably just going to end up, I don't know when was Truth's contract like imminently on the verge of expiration, or was it like there's a couple months left or a month left? I forget how that was.
I don't believe we got exact details on the nature of all that. It was a situation where apparently he was informed that they were going to let his contract expire. In terms of how much time was left, don't know. And then the outcry from the fan base as well as people backstage seemingly being upset with him being let go. Yeah, led to him being brought back, but still we don't know the time frame. The whole idea, apparently, as was reported, is that he was being brought back for essentially a final run. Mm-hmm. And you thought, well, if it's a final run, maybe he'd be involved in some major things. He hasn't been on TV in several weeks,
or at least been involved, and they had that character shift, and now he hasn't been on television. It just wouldn't shock me if they thought, oh, well, the initial fan uproar was one thing. We'll just sort of quietly let this go. And if he gets, if the contract does expire, I have no idea if he like re-signed something. I don't know. But anyways, getting back to Kross, it wouldn't shock me if it was a similar situation. I know there will be plenty of fans who might, for a little while, month or two, be chanting "We want Kross" in the crowd. But I feel like that would probably be the extent of it. The bottom line is, I'm not saying like, hey, I agree with this or not, but this has always been my take on this, is whether you and I would find something for Kross, we're not there. If Triple H can't think of anything for him, or if he's like, you know what, this isn't really something that I know how to deal with, then why am I going to keep him around? And it's just, there is probably an element, because I know, like, I don't know, man. It's also kind of Captain Obvious stuff, but it was one of those, like a Wrestle Votes or something that was like, backstage sources say Triple H doesn't like when the fans, override his creative. Well, yeah, nobody would like that. You would think that they would see the flip side of it to, hey, the crowd's kind of telling me what they really are into. It's like immediate feedback.
Yeah.
But I can also understand, Larson, I have my vision. It's like you make some, like, I make, for example, a comic book or something, right? Or you and I get together, we finally make that short film.
Yeah.
And like, there's one aspect of it that's small, minor, we really have no need for it. We put Hilton in there. And then the entire audience, like, we want more Hilton. What? No, we don't want more Hilton. What are you talking about? And so you just, end up cutting him out of the sequel.
Yeah. But like at the same time, like the way they tried to present Triple H on Unreal is, oh, you got to listen to the fans. Oh. But then at the same time, it wasn't like, oh, I have this intricate vision of what I want WWE to be. It seemed like, yeah, we might have a destination, maybe. Even that is up for debate. And how we get there is very much seat of our pants.
That Mania card changed big time between that whiteboard and then what it eventually
exactly became. So, if Triple H gets way too much credit in terms of long-term storytelling, because he'll just set stuff up, I think, to set stuff up with the idea, well, maybe that's an option in the future. And I think sometimes he does that just to try to, in the short term, throw people off. But then he can go back to it in the future and be like, oh, look, long-term storytelling.
Well, what's interesting is you've got one guy who is... And I've always appreciated, because I think there's a bit more substance there, Jey Uso, whose entire character arc I think was incredibly well done during the Bloodline story. And so I feel like that character earned the push that he eventually got. Yeah. And then, there's the backstage stuff of, you're too tired all the time. Your cardio sucks, that we saw in Unreal. And it seemed to, give him the push, and then maybe potentially, took the title away from him. I was surprised. There was no Jey Uso last night. Was he?
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, man, okay, is it going to be before the second tsunami? When is this happening?
Yeah.
But getting back to Kross, as a guy who's organically gotten over on his own, no real thanks to creative, but thanks to some of the coincidence or not coincidences with creative, people that he had feuded with went on to become bad guys. And so I don't know, maybe it's just a matter of like, I don't really know what to do with this. But and it's just like the Lashley thing. You think, oh, the fans are really reacting to this guy, do something with him. But if you're the head of creative and you're like, I don't really know what to do with this guy. Like, we got Bray Wyatt, man, this guy really captures the imagination. I don't really know what to do with him. Put him in a Mountain Dew match, with LA Knight, a guy who like completely is Teflon against Bray Wyatt's supernatural machinations.
Yeah.
It's just, he clearly has what he understands, and then there's what he just doesn't understand, and he seemingly doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And Kross, I think, is sort of that guy. I don't know. Like, if you think back to NXT, when Adam Cole cut that promo on Kross, like, man, they love me because I can wrestle in the ring. I can put on really good 5-star matches, and you can't. Man, that should never have flown. That should never have flown. But Triple H was all about that. Look, I love Adam Cole. You love Adam Cole. But it's like you bring Karrion Kross in. He's supposed to be this big, world beater guy.
Yeah.
And he got little Adam Cole cutting that nasty promo on him, which was a great promo. But boy, it really clipped Kross's wings,
Oh, it did. It definitely did. Between that and his first run on the main roster, whatever mystique he had was just ripped from him.
Yeah, it
was. And if it's
and granted, that was under Vince. That's why I bring up the NXT thing, because that was a Triple H deal.
Kross is one of those guys, I think, if you focus on the character aspect predominantly, which he's shown he's really good at. He's a great promo. He knows how to put little hints. He's great on advancing his stories on TV, on social media.
Oh, yeah, big time, yeah.
He's really good at all that.
Yeah, he is.
Focus on that aspect, and I thought in his role over this past year, or at least this year in 2025, were there instances where it seemed like they could have utilized him better? Yeah, maybe, or more. Absolutely. But I thought in terms of him really exploring his character on TV, I thought he did a great job. And his character is kind of a great utility to have, because it could really low-key set something up that pays off down the line later, like we saw with New Day. New Day seemed like the first time they were like, oh, we can use Karrion Kross to motivate heel turns.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Purposely.
They actually understood that.
They understood that, and whether that was something Kross kind of pieced together or thought, oh, maybe this is something I could do. That seemed the first time it was done purposely, and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
And he tried again with Sammy, it didn't work, and if that's WWE's attempt to kind of wrap up his story there, all right, I feel like there's a lot more you can do with him. How does he react to that? To being foiled like that. That's an interesting story. But yeah, maybe it's a story that either Triple H does not know how to, or is not interested in telling.
That seems to be the case, yeah. But maybe, hey, tomorrow, maybe they'll, re-sign, or they'll get an extension or whatever. But at this stage of the game, when it seems like everybody's, but then maybe everybody's being worked, and they'll show up on next Monday. The thing that I liked about Sammy's interview segment, and I know they're just using that to drag him into the Rusev Sheamus thing, because Rusev clocked him, is that he did have some reflection there, holding his erect pipe. And saying, "Oh, I wanted to use this pipe. I want to lay this pipe down."
Yeah.
He was like, it would feel so good.
It would have felt good to use the pipe. Yeah.
To use my pipe.
Yeah.
And so I like that there was at least a little bit of respect paid to the temptation that Kross brought to him. And who knows, maybe they'll pay it off. Here's the thing: they better not turn Sammy heel if they let Kross go. You can't be using the Kross rub down the line if you're going to let the guy go.
I know. And hopefully they don't. I think he could be of great value to the company. They could tell some interesting stories with him. Is he ever going to be like a main event, the consistent main eventer? I don't know.
We thought the same thing with LA Knight. And I know that was different because Vince turned him into a certain thing, and Triple H seemed to really like him back in NXT. But it's not like LA Knight is like their number one in-ring guy either, His
match with Seth last night was really good, though.
It was really good, yeah.
I feel like LA Knight's been stepping up his game in terms of the in-ring stuff. He has been,
yeah. But yeah, I don't know what the deal was. You think, hey, bring this guy at the very least. You can keep him around as a depth guy, and hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll keep him around. We're acting like he's in the ground already, but because here's the thing, I don't know about what he's gonna do outside of WWE. Although he's got, I don't know. He's got a movie that's like either coming out or something that he seems to have a prominent role in. And the guy is made for Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he'd just be like, yeah, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Could be.
Or I don't know. Maybe Tony Khan would see value in him, but
I guess the difference I would see with Kross versus maybe some of the other people that got brought into AEW after they were done in WWE is Kross seems really interested in exploring the creative aspect of wrestling in terms of his character. And not to say, like, obviously Rusev was too, Miro was, because he completely reinvented himself once he started doing the Redeemer thing. Kross seems maybe open. I mean, I don't know what the backstage dynamic was between Tony Khan and Miro or Tony Khan and Andrade. We don't know.
Yeah.
But in terms of AEW has a renewed focus, it feels like, on character and how character clashes create stories.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Kross is kind of ideal for that.
Yeah.
From a character perspective.
Yeah.
Wrestling perspective, I don't know. But from a character perspective, he's kind of ideal for that. So that's the way I could see him going to AEW. But if AEW is simply focused on, all right, we want top flight wrestlers who can do character stuff, then maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, and also there's the matter of, I think the thing about Rusev, Andrade, and Malachi is how much did they, and again, we're not there, but how much did they buy into AEW? You know, maybe from their perspective, they bought in wholesale, fully. You know, seemingly there was a disconnect there.
Yeah,
but maybe if Kross is able to show, hey, you know, we'll buy in whatever you want me to. I'll lay on my shoulder. I'll lay on the back all day long. You know, I'll eat pin after pin after pin. I don't know. But in any event, hopefully, I'd like him to stay with WWE just because I feel like if utilized, that's the best place that he could be utilized. You know.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. We're going to dive into our WWE Monday Night Raw review here in just a moment. But we've got sponsors for the show this week, so let's go ahead and talk about them.
Let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp. Steve, whenever I go on the internet, like just earlier today, I'm overloaded with all sorts of people trying to dole out all kinds of advice about mental health or wellness.
Yeah, man, it can be a lot to navigate, which is why it's important to use trusted sources and talk to live therapists to help you break through all that noise.
That's correct. And I definitely needed some help breaking through all the noise when I was dealing with severe anxiety in my mid-20s, and therapy helped me learn the tools I needed to better cope with my anxiety and get me on the path becoming a better Larson.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. BetterHelp is also making therapy much more convenient. You can join a session with a therapist with the click of a button so you can fit therapy into your busy schedule, and you can switch therapists at any time.
As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. So talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/raw. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. And this episode is sponsored by Tempo. Summer might be winding down, Steve, but I know our schedule's still super busy. Plus, back to school season is on the horizon, all of which means it's tough to plan nutritious meals for ourselves and our families.
Well, instead of settling for fast food, Larson, try Tempo. Tempo serves up fast, feel-good, single-serving meals which take all the guesswork out of eating well and are crafted to cook in just 3 minutes so you can eat well without sacrificing taste or convenience.
Tempo also offers new recipes each week, like braised red wine beef and bistro-style garlic Dijon chicken that are made with real, nutrient-rich ingredients so it's easy to keep up with your healthy lifestyle. Steve, you know I like to get my protein in every day. Tempo offers a range of meals for different dietary preferences, including fiber-rich, carb-conscious, and oh yeah, protein-packed options. Yeah.
And for a limited time, Tempo is offering our listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/raw. That's tempomeals.com/raw for 60% off your first box. tempomeals.com/raw. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And this episode is sponsored by him, Steve. I know you're looking to become a 2-times predictions challenge champion winner. And I got to tell you, looking at the scorecard earlier, it's not looking good for you. But
Wow.
I got some good news.
Oh.
You don't even need another hat anyways to cover up what you got going on under there. What you really need, is a personalized plan to regrow your hair.
All right, man. You know, I thought we were all done with this talk about our thinning hair, my alleged thinning hair. It's just exhausting at this point.
What you should really be tired of is your receding hairline, Steve. So go get yourself some Hims. Hims offers convenient access to a range of doctor-trusted, clinically proven prescription hair loss treatment options with ingredients that work in as little as 3 to 6 months. You don't have to go out of your way to do it because Hims brings expert care right to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment. You could literally get trusted treatments right from that couch right there behind you, Steve. So, That one. So, for simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/goinginraw. That's hims.com/goinginraw for your free online visit. hims.com/goinginraw.
Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
And this episode is sponsored by Brooklyn Bedding. Steve, the older I get, the more I value a good night's sleep. Here's the rub, though. With each passing year, I seem to sleep worse and get less of it. It's, I don't know, it's just part of me, Larson, getting old, or if my mattress just isn't suited for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of A and B. We were recently looking to get one of my stepkids, Devin, a new mattress and found out about Brooklyn Bedding. What's cool about Brooklyn Bedding's beds is that they know that sleep isn't a one-size-fits-all type deal. That's why they offer mattresses for everybody and every sleep style. And if you're not sure about what mattress is right for you, just take their sleep quiz and in 2 minutes you'll find your ideal mattress. So far, my kid Devin has been sleeping like a dream on his Brooklyn Bedding Aurora Lux cooling mattress. But if he ever changes his mind, Brooklyn Bedding has a 120-day comfort trial, and they'll help return or exchange the mattress with no hassle.
So go to brooklynbedding.com and use my promo code RAW at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com, promo code RAW for 30% off site-wide. Make sure to enter our show name after checkout so they know that we sent you. brooklynbedding.com, promo code RAW.
All right. Also, really quick, want to mention this. The August Predictions Challenge is happening right now. Of course, we had SummerSlam. That's in the books. But we've got 2 to 3 more shows on the horizon this month alone. We've got Clash in Paris, we've got Forbidden Door, and then we might throw in Triple Mania as well, just to increase the chaos of the Predictions Challenge. So it's not too late for you to sign up, get in on the action. There's still maybe mathematically a chance for you to win. And even if not, you can sign up and put everybody in the Predictions Challenge on notice. People could be like, oh my gosh, this person swept all 3 events and still it wasn't enough for them to win, but we've been put on notice. You don't want to be walking around with that living in your head rent-free. I got a notice in my head? That's no good. So be the person to live rent-free in all of our heads by signing up for the Big Blue Predictions Challenge for August. And the way you do that is you go to patreon.com/Stephen Larson, click on the Friendo Club setup. It's $5 a month. Or you can just click join right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson and get a channel membership. We had a bunch of new channel members from SummerSlam weekend and overnight, because last night we dropped our latest bonus podcast episode. It's been a while since we've done one of these. We're going to be doing them every single month. Larson and I talked for an hour and 12 minutes on this bonus episode. There's a little preview available right now at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. You can check out the post that's there. Also on the Patreon, there's several collections that, like, we've conglomerated the Friendo Cast episodes. We've conglomerated. There's actually a collection now of all 714 bonus episodes that we've ever done.
That many?
Yeah, we've been doing the Patreon for a long time now.
Dang.
So we have a lot. We have an entire library of bonus episodes. It's all there in one collection. But then the latest run now is going to be this monthly run of bonus podcasts that we're putting out, where we talk about a variety of subjects. This last one that we put out just yesterday, we talked about one question that we've got quite a lot here at the show as of late, and that's kind of like, if you're not morally on the same page with a company, like maybe some are with WWE, with either their business practices, what they do creatively, whatever. Where do you draw the line? And then as content creators, how do you compartmentalize those two ideas? And so we talk about that a lot. We answer a shit ton of questions from the Friendos. We talk a little bit about why we brought back the Going In Raw brand as opposed to the Stephen Larson Pro Wrestling Podcast. So we talk about all that. And in fact, I'll give you guys a little preview of it right now.
Are they aware of this? Do they care about this? Is their current philosophy is we're going to milk it for all we can right now? Seemingly they try to pinch every penny out of every fan they can.
Yeah.
And I don't know. At a certain point, there's going to be a breaking point.
Yeah, I mean that just logic would suggest that. But then when I watch SummerSlam and I'm sitting there looking at Naomi's dad play her down the thing and understand that these are all people who it's their dream to be on this stage, to be doing this. It's like, well, yeah, they got to live with being part of that company too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's just everybody has their line and everybody has, what they're comfortable with. And it's like, I'm like, you know what? We do pretty well here at Going In Raw, and I'm able to spend a lot of time with my family and, talk with my best friend about this stuff and, do all the stuff that I really, really enjoy doing. And so there's a selfish aspect to me. It's like, you know what? They're going to do what they're going to do. I'll continue to cover it and I'll continue to be honest. And that's the living that I've chosen in this world. I got fewer days ahead of me probably than behind me. I mean, ideally I'll live until I'm like 100, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Hopefully I have my mom's genes. She's in terrific shape. Wow, that's compelling stuff.
Great stuff. What a great conversation we had yesterday.
I don't even know what clip I'm going to put up there.
Yeah, I have no idea. I didn't know you were going to do that at all.
Yeah, no. I think I told you during basketball yesterday that I was going to do that, but then probably just in one ear.
It was hot. I was tired.
Got a lot going on.
Wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about how so many of my shots were in and out. So.
Yeah, I hate when that shit happens. You were thinking about, okay, what other variant can I use to try to thwart Steve?
Yeah.
With the 21 game.
Exactly, yes. How many curveballs can I throw your way to throw you off your game so I can eke out a win?
It's like, God damn it. He's got my number in this particular variant. Let's try a new one. Okay, yeah, exactly. How about this? Nobody named Steve can win the game.
Yes. All my shots are worth 4 points. Yours are worth half a point.
Let's try that variant. Oh, man. Anyways, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. We're 26 minutes into the show, man. So we've got now, hey, speaking of dudes that, LA Knight.
Yeah.
He's mixing up with Seth Rollins. Seems like he's going to be the next opponent. Well, he was the opponent last night on Raw for Seth Rollins. But then CM Punk came out, wonked that. Roman Reigns comes out because he wants a piece. So what's next for the World Heavyweight Championship?
I think they've pretty much pretty succinctly lined up Seth's next three challengers. I think it will be LA Knight at Clash in Pairs. Obviously, Seth will retain there. Maybe there'll be some kind of war game match that involves the Team Seth versus Roman Punk, LA Knight, somebody else.
Maybe not Jay. If I'm Roman, I'm like, the fuck, where are you? What happened there?
Maybe Jay told Roman, hey, Oos, I got other obligations on this particular Monday night. I'm not going to be there for you.
Roman's like, I got 4 shoes missing now.
That's true. He does have 2 pairs of shoes missing. Roman maybe at the Rumble.
So we've got Clash in Pairs.
LA Knight.
We got Crown Jewel Perth.
Oh, that's right. Crown Jewel. Maybe that'll be Roman then. Okay. Roman and Seth.
We got there's probably a Saturday Night's Main Event in there.
I would think so.
Yeah, you would think so. When was the last one? It was the Gunther one. It was August?
July.
No, it was July.
Mid-July.
There's a December one. There's one in between there. There's got to be one in September. That's probably September.
So yeah, Crown Jewel. That'll probably be Roman and Seth, since that's a stadium show, I believe, in Australia.
Well, let me ask you this.
What?
Any chance they just throw them all in one big blender?
That's possible. They might do that at Perth. Just do a 4-way with all of them. Is
Perth the stadium, you said?
I think so.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. I could be wrong about that. I'll
just
look that up.
A big cluster right there. Cody ain't got nothing going on. So let me ask you this. Do you think they're going to be relying more heavily on the Seth situation, especially with the star power loaded up in that scene as of last night anyways? Roman, Punk, LA Knight and Seth.
Sorry. Crown Jewel is an arena show.
Oh, it is, okay. But still, it's one of them international gigs. Maybe they paid
they
more
try
money
to load those up,
to get the big names. I mean, it's the same with Clash in Paris. It seems like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure on SmackDown, Cody Rhodes will have an opponent set up for him. Maybe a Drew McIntyre. I'd hesitate to think they'd do Logan Paul again, but I guess that's a possibility.
It's got to be Drew.
You would think so, yeah.
It'll be Cody and Drew in Paris, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious what the split on the Cody scene is going to be and what the Seth scene, because the Seth scene's pretty loaded right now.
Yeah, maybe we've seen the pivot here from where now the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be featured more so as the A title because the scene's more loaded.
This is like when Cena took it from JBL, and then Triple H still had.
I mean, Cody during his year-plus long run, already went through a bunch of challengers that you'd think, all right, who could Cody face now? Well, he's already taken on, defeated most of them. So outside of a rematch with Roman, well, Roman seems like he's on Raw now. Now, not that that's the end-all, be-all, but Drew, Brock.
I mean, even if you take the the draft into effect and you end the brand stuff, or if you ignore the brand stuff, like what,
yeah, I know. That's why it makes sense.
Yeah,
Drew just got the win here at SummerSlam in the tag match, the celebrity tag match. It would make a lot of sense. Earlier this year, I believe he stepped up to Cody. Again, one of those things where Triple H is throwing stuff out there. Well, at some point we'll get around to Drew versus Cody. Now seems like a good time.
They didn't do. They never did do Randy, did they?
They did Randy Cody in the finals of King of the Ring.
Oh, okay. Well,
they could revisit that for a title.
They could revisit that.
Sure, they could do that. But anyways, like we've had the discussion before regarding what would main event. If the discussion is which of the two men's world championships had a better shot at main eventing night 2, and we were kind of racking our brains, well, who would Cody face? Because he's already beat kind of everybody. I don't know if, as much as I enjoy Drew McIntyre's work, I don't know if him versus Cody for the undisputed title is going to main event night 2. Over Punk and Seth. Absolutely not.
Even if they went to Seth and Roman, if they somehow settled Punk before then or whatever, if they went Seth Roman, or if they didn't settle Seth beforehand and Seth they pushed him to the summer or something, another year, I guess.
Yeah.
Seth Roman is a big match, which they had penciled in last year this year, and then they added Punk to the mix. So they could just go Seth Roman this year.
They could
next year. Sorry,
but regardless, Seth Roman, Seth Punk, you'd think that would have the advantage.
Yeah,
main eventing night 2 over just about anything Cody could have lined up.
Cody Drew, Cody Randy.
Yeah.
I'm sort of with you on that one.
With the possible exception of
a heel jelly roll. Yeah, you got it right there.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
and Cody. Clearly. Yeah. I'm sorry. What were you going to say? Brock. Oh yeah, Brock. Yeah.
But we've seen that before. Not with championship Cody, but we've seen that feud plenty.
Yeah, I know. I think it's gonna depend on. It'll be interesting. You mentioned this the other day. I still would probably, if I had to put some amount of money on it, I'd say Brock is a one match with Cena. Cena just beats him straight up.
Gosh, I hope that's the case.
Well, I'm not saying one and done. I'm saying one and done with Cena.
Oh gosh, darn it!
And then once they've ripped it off, and it's like Saudi. People kick up a shitstorm, and then it's like, that's just where we are now. This is where we are with Brock.
Oh, let me ask you this: so they did address Brock's return during Raw last night.
Yeah,
briefly, very briefly.
Yeah,
where commentary just said, Michael Cole said that he had talked to Triple H and Nick Khan. And they apparently called up Brock and said, it's time for you to come home. And Brock says, I'm on board. And that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they did the recap thing.
Yeah.
I guess I'm assuming he's going to be sticking around on Fridays if he's going to be showing up on regular television.
Yeah.
Cena's going to be on Friday to talk about everything. And so, I don't know if Brock's going to confront him there or what the situation's going to be. But like with 9 dates left, this Friday being one of them, so 8 dates left. Like I said, there's going to be his December final thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be Survivor Series as a stadium show. There's going to be Perth. He's going to do that. And then maybe he'll do Paris. I mean, that's 4 dates right there.
I think he'll do Paris. That's probably his 4 last matches.
He's going to have 4. You think he's going to have 4 more matches?
Seems like it.
Jeez. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not all exclusively singles matches, but yeah, he'll have 4 more matches.
They'll probably do, watch. Clash in Paris is going to be like a John Cena, Brock Lesnar contract signing. Then they'll do that in Perth. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they'll do the contract signing at Saturday night's main event.
Could be.
They've done that before. Cody had a contract signing there before.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into it. We'll talk about shit as we get to it.
I'll say this about ever since Seth won at WrestleMania, formed this alliance with Paul Heyman, brought in Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, I've been waiting for the time where they actually felt dangerous. Like there was some measure of a sea change happening with this group, seeking to run Raw. And it hadn't happened. And I guess maybe now in hindsight I understand why. They were waiting for Seth to become champion. Because last night was what I was expecting from the day after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Especially the end of the show. Like we've seen them do the beatdown several times, but it's a small detail, but I think it's kind of important is the fact that Adam Pearce is pissed off at Seth Rollins. That was
you're absolutely right. The visual of Seth Rollins saying there's nothing you can do about this now to Adam Pearce that's symbolic. That's, Seth said the title is power. Now it's clear he's got power. And along the way, each of the henchmen have picked up little things. They call him the tribal thief now, and the Shula Fala.
Yeah.
Bronson Reed stealing shoes is such a small but vital part because it's a character trait. It's, this guy's a sneakerhead, which is like, and he's using it to humiliate his opponents. And it's so endearing. The people like that, It's a character quirk that people can sort of be like, hey, that's kind of relatable. I like shoes,
Yeah.
And then even Braun Breaker is channeling a little bit more of that Steiner unpredictability. Heyman said he's a Steiner, and the weird, God, I'm so jacked right now. My head can't go the right way.
Yeah.
And him and the shit talk that he does, kind of even off mic, where you can just sort of pick it up a little bit on the camera mic, is really, really effective. And I think when we finally, I'm assuming in like 2027, get to the point where he turns on Seth, at that point, he's going to be such a fully fleshed out character with his own goals and motivations, thinking, I'm supposed to be the future.
Yeah.
I'm going to make that future happen now and turn on Seth. But that's going to be a while before that.
Well,
maybe 2026.
Here's a detail that was shared last night on Raw was that Seth only shared his plan, the fake injury, with 2 people. Becky, his wife, Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
He left Braun and Bronson out of it.
Yeah.
So when Braun said last week or 2 weeks ago, essentially, I'm the leader now, that was earnest. That was genuine from his point of view.
Yeah.
That's probably going to have to be addressed at some point.
You would think so, yeah.
And that's maybe a situation where that's the first step. So I don't know if, say Seth holds that title to WrestleMania and he loses it to CM Punk. Raw after Mania, I would not be shocked if Braun Breaker gets in Seth's face and be like, we were supposed to be the future. I know it's kind of a tired thing. You dropped the ball. This is my group now. This is my vision.
That could be. That could very well be. Yeah, that's entirely possible. And then they'll have the match in 2027.
Yeah, they'll build up for Mania the next year.
Things like, number one, time seems to go really fast and Triple H books really slow.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is entirely possible. Or, dude, Punk's got to get that title for realsy at some point. But seemingly, if he's satisfied creatively with what's going on, I don't know if he really gives a shit about the title. But
I think regardless of his feelings on it, if they think the better story is him beating Seth for the title, that's what they'll do.
Well, yeah, but will it be? Or is Triple H going to do some Reign of Terror type shit with Seth Rollins, which could include him dropping the title and getting it back, because Triple H did that plenty during the Reign of Terror. He wasn't champion the entire time.
Nope.
So anyways, Paul Heyman says, ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear about the evidence. Before you, I am the GOAT, not just the greatest of all time. I'm your humble oracle, humbled by the fact that I stand here tonight in the presence of the future of WWE, the big dog Braun Breaker, and the tribal thief, the owner of the Shula Fala, Big Bronson Reed. And then he says, I'm going to, and now at this point, I would be introducing you to the champ, the OTC Roman Reigns, but he hasn't been champion for a year and a half now, has he? I'd be standing here and introducing you to champion of the world, the best in the world, CM Punk, but he wasn't champion long enough for them to put side plates on the title belt. You're all part of it on Saturday night. Not only did CM Punk have one of the greatest title matches against Gunther, but thanking you for chanting his name, and he thought he'd be married to that title forever because he wasn't. Not only did Seth Rollins crash the wedding, but stole the honeymoon with the title, and she was good. Let's do this properly. The reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Seth Rollins. So Seth says they start chanting CM Punk. And he starts saying, Brooklyn, shame on you. Shame on every single one of you. Turn your back on me after I won the main event of WrestleMania. Shame on everyone who taunted me with chants of CM Punk. Shame on every one of you who for months taunted me with chants of OTC. He says, here's a lesson. Never doubt me again. Roman's not the champion. Punk's not the champion. I am. So shame on every single one of you. He said, I've been a marked man for months. Shame on those not just in the crowd and at home, but every single person in the locker room who made it their mission to stop me from successfully cashing in. Everyone back there, they think they're so smart, Paul, so clever. Stop me at every single turn. Need I remind you, I always have a plan B. This plan B was top secret. I only told two people, and you mentioned this before, Becky Lynch and Paul Heyman. He says, together we achieve what we set out to achieve. We have absolute power. Nobody can stop us. We're the past, present, and future. This is the way forward. This is the Vision, which may or may not be the new name of their faction.
It kind of seems like it. And then, yeah. LA Knight makes his entrance. It says, congratulations, Visionary. Congratulations, Oracle. Congratulations, moron.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
He really should have busted out the dummy button here.
This would have been the great time for the dummy button. So I'm not here for a fight, but I am here to give some answers. Seth has the case, so why would you fake the injury? I'll tell you why. You weren't faking it to get that title, he points at. You were faking it to get out of something else. Let's rewind. Going into Saturday night's main event, I said I wanted your dignity and I wanted to hurt you. I didn't get a chance to do it the way I wanted to. But you got up, ate a BFT, and I got the 3 count, and that's where it gets interesting. At this point, you pulled the wool so far over everyone's eyes, you blinded yourself, a visionary with no vision. Not even your oracle could see this. I was taking time off, enjoying some vacation time, saw what happened at SummerSlam, and I said, I got to get to Brooklyn. I needed to remind you I was the last one to beat you, and I'll be the next one to beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've given me the ammunition, though. But now I can hurt you more than I ever could, because I'll take that title off you because there's no better place than now. Wait, there's no better place than here, no better time than now.
God bless LA Knight. Whenever he's got to tell a story and get to a destination, ooh, man, sometimes you're just teetering on the edge of it falling apart.
I know. So Seth says, you got some guts, Los Angeles Knight. You want to come into my ring, challenge me for my title? Don't think I have the guts or the balls. Want to fight me here live tonight for the World Heavyweight Championship? Seth Rollins versus LA Knight? Yeah. No. So he starts to walk off then, and Pierce says, gentlemen. Hello, Brooklyn. Pardon the interruption, but I have some stuff to get off my chest. Normally, I don't make a title match with zero promotion, but normally a WWE champion wouldn't lie to my medical staff week after week. A champion wouldn't lie to his GM, and certainly not lie to the WWE Universe. What I'm saying is to hell with normal. This match is happening tonight for the title. Oh, and since you stole a great moment from the people at SummerSlam, it's only fitting I steal from you, Seth. Braun Bronson, banned from ringside. All of it's official.
It's all official. All of that is official. Yeah, Pierce was on one last night. Like you said earlier, really, really good match in the main event between Seth Rollins and LA Knight. This was good stuff. Yeah, but It was wonked because Phil Brooks showed up. CM
he
Punk.
wanted his pound of flesh.
Yeah. So they go to ringside, and then where is it? Yeah, there he is. So he's going for a stomp. Yeah, because Seth ripped back the padding on the floor. It was a great crowd last night too. It was a really good crowd last night because when he started to do that, they were like, "Oh my god!" And then and because he had taken out Knight, so LA Knight was in prime stomp position. And he was about to go for a stomp on the concrete. And then CM Punk attacks him at ringside. DQ. And then afterwards, Knight pulls Punk away. They start arguing. And I'm like, LA Knight, Punk just saved you probably from some CTE.
Yeah.
That was a stomp on the concrete. The way they sell that. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So Punk goes after Seth. Braun hits him with a spear. Reed takes out Knight. Eventually... those bad guys, they continue to have the upper hand. They raise arms, and they're leaving. Roman Reigns shows up, and he doles out a Superman punch to Bronson Reed, who I literally had to videotape this and send it to you.
Yeah.
Videotape it. I had to record it off my TV. I was laughing so hard at that sell job because it reminded me of WCW versus NWO World Tour. The base hit.
Yeah, the
God,
TKO,
that was
especially
funny.
the ones from behind, where they would fall like that. Yeah, it was great. It was a great sell.
Yeah, so Superman punch to Reed, takes out Breaker. A big, brawl breaks out. And then Roman ends up getting stomped by Seth in the chaos. And then he gets a spear for his troubles. And I believe 2 tsunamis.
3.
Was it 3? Okay,
Yeah, it was
3. And no Uso! No Jey Uso!
No, the crowd was chanting yeet.
Yeah, they were. They wanted that yeet.
No yeet.
To stop the yeet down.
Yeah, so then Bronson grabs Roman's shoes. Looks like some Jordan 1 mids, maybe. And then Pierce is just yelling at Seth. Mm-hmm. And then the Vision stands tall, arms raised, to close the show.
Yep.
So, Io has got herself a title match next week against Naomi. So she's talking with Asuka and Kairi about that. Rhea walks in, asked to speak with Io alone. And so she says, I heard you got a one-on-one match next week for the title. And Io just smiles at Rhea and says, yeah, I didn't get pinned at SummerSlam. And Rhea says, I respect you as the former champ. Beat Naomi because there's nothing more I want to do than beat you and win back my championship. And Io just says, Rhea, you're never going to beat me. She smiles, walks off. So later we get an interview backstage with Naomi. Byron asked her how she feels. She says, I feel great, but I don't know about anyone else. I warned them, don't be shocked when I walk out with my belt and now everyone's looking stupid. I want to clear up some other rumors. Next week I will defend against Io Sky, but Stephanie Vaquer walks in. Says, whether it's you or Io I have to beat, the women's world title will belong to me. And Naomi says, I'm going to take those horns and shove them so far up your behind you'll walk out with a limp.
And then she starts acting like she got a limp because she got horns in her butt.
And laughing.
Naomi dropped, and I just caught this on social media, but Naomi dropped a hilarious promo to the crowd last night during one of the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Just talking shit. She says, hey, Brooklyn, I was so happy. Yeah, they were in Brooklyn last night,
they were in
right?
Brooklyn, yeah.
She was like, I was so happy to get out of that trash New Jersey, but I jumped from one bad situation into a worse one. You'll have trash everywhere, cranes hanging over your heads, can't do nothing. and then they started chanting Naomi. She's so fucking funny, dude.
Oh, she's great.
She is so hilarious. Yeah, she's awesome. And she said, and then I'm going to go into Paris and make sure that Stephanie Velcro doesn't get my title. Called her Stephanie Velcro. She's so dumb, dude. Oh, man.
So,
this was a fun segment here. Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Going to be defending her IC title. I'm assuming this is going to happen in Paris, right?
I would
Did they
think
set
so,
this
yeah.
up for Paris? So anyways, Becky comes out. I'm sorry, before Becky came out, we had Bailey backstage. And I like this dynamic here. She bumps into Lyra and she's like, dude, I'm sorry. And Lyra's like, I don't care. So look, I can't challenge again. She says, I need to get out of this Bailey vortex. She says, look, I screwed things up for you. You screwed them up for me. I'm not your friend. I'm not your enemy. Just stay out of my life. So Bailey looks pretty tore up about that.
Yeah.
So Becky comes out. She says, ding dong, Lyra's done. No more opportunity. She's like, and I'm good. And now is the time to open the floor to new competitors. But I'm just not going to do that tonight because, and then Nikki Bella, her music hits before Becky's able to explain why. She's like, physically, I'm fine, and then that brings out, you can look, but you can't touch.
Yep.
So she comes out and she's like, hey, you know what? You really are one of the greatest of all time. I'm proud of your accomplishments. I remember when I met you, you had so much potential. I knew it was because of you. She says, I could step away from the division. I knew it would be in good hands, but you turned out to be such a disappointment. And this is one of those things where you're thinking to yourself, I'm like, a disappointment? She main evented WrestleMania. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
She says, the same hands I left the division in has stabbed every woman in the back. You're supposed to raise a generation, but you're handcuffing them. I came back because this is the best this division's ever been. She says, I've been trying to figure out why you came back. Or she says, why you came back. She says, you could have walked away. Were you that jealous of people like Lyra killing it? Or was Hollywood not what you thought it would be? She was like, no, Becky came with fucking receipts, man.
Yeah.
Nikki opened up a whole can of worms. She was like, don't talk to me about Hollywood. She was like, I was in Happy Gilmore too. I saw you on set, but what happened? Oh, that's right. They cut you out because there's only room for one of us. And Nikki says, I'm sick of this. I'm not buying this, blah, blah, blah. You're just a liar like your husband. But you want to know the difference? She says, the big difference, we all bought Seth's lies. No one buys yours. I see right through you. You're that insecure little scared girl who came in here. She said, don't talk to me about me and my hot husband. Me and my hot husband are the greatest wrestling couple of all time. Wait, that would have been you and your... Oh, and the crowd gasped because obviously Nikki Bella and John Cena.
Becky really milked the moment too because she
milked it brilliantly.
And the crowd's like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen?
Said, oh, wait, you can't see him anymore. And that crowd fucking erupted.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was devastating.
Yeah.
So she says this, but remember this, when I came up, I came to combat your era. Don't talk to me about how I handle mine. And she says, this isn't your era anymore. I hate to break it to you. In my era, you were too scared to go one-on-one with me. So how about this? In this era that isn't yours, put that title line and face me one-on-one. And then Becky says, you know why we never went one-on-one? Because whoop-ah. And then she cheap shots her and walks off. Becky absolutely killed this promo.
Yeah. Yeah.
She killed. Oh, yeah. Boy, that one hurt.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
Yep. So apparently Dominic Mysterio's not finished with AJ Styles. So early in the show, we see Judgment Day backstage. Raquel, Roxanne looking sad because they lost their titles. Dom on cloud 9. So Raquel and Roxanne, they walk off. And then Dom spots LWO and says, get out of my hallway. Show some respect because I'm the king of the luchadors. And Dragon Lee says, if you want to earn my respect, then meet me in the ring. Let's have a match tonight. So Dom agrees, and then AJ walks up and says, Dom, you weren't clever last night. I'm still coming for that title. He follows up and says, you'll run out of tricks one day. Time is running out for you. So he walks off, and then Dom just says, time is running out for you because you're old. So then we had the match between Dom and Dragon Lee. Dom gets the win here. We had not one, not two, but three Americanos during the course of this match. Of course, Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne. Who do you think the third Americano is?
I couldn't tell, and I didn't notice on social.
Could it be Tyler Bate?
Oh, that would be hilarious. That's entirely possible. Let's see if the socials have anything.
There you go.
I'll get on the Twitters.
So Dom gets the win here. He's celebrating. He's looking to hit Dragon Lee with the boot. AJ runs out to make the save, grabs the boot, takes a swing at Dom with it. He avoids it. So then Dom leaves the ring, and then AJ chucks the boot out of the ring at Dom as he walks back up the ramp.
So, yeah, I think it is because I see a picture here in one of the WWE accounts, fan accounts, is saying it's Tyler Bate. And the thing, you know how I know it's Tyler Bate? I'm looking at his thighs. The pants otherwise are baggy, but at the thigh area, they're like, tight.
Because he's just Enziguri. I'm like, that looks like a Tyler Bate Enziguri.
Okay, yeah. I think it's Tyler Bate. That's pretty funny.
Speaking of Judgment Day, Roxanne and Raquel get a rematch for the tag titles. Before that, though, Alexa and Charlotte are walking backstage. And Sheamus and Rusev, more on them in a little bit, they're brawling after their match. So that gets broken up. Charlotte and Alexa make the way out to the ring for a promo. They both get mics. Charlotte says, "This might be the first time I've gotten a 'you deserve it' chant. Thank you. After SummerSlam, it feels amazing to be a champion again." And Alexa says, "I think you mean we are champions again."
So yeah, this is just like some playful shit between the two of them. You know, it's like barely even scripted. Like Charlotte has her title, she takes Alexa's. Alexa takes Charlotte's title around her waist, and they're just being silly, and then just sort of breaks down before Judgment Day comes out and challenges them to a match, and then we have that match. But it was just cute banter between the two of them.
Yeah,
that really didn't mean a damn. That's why I cut you off there, because it's like,
yeah, no, I was trying to decide how far into detail to go in the promo, because it was just,
yeah, it was cute, because she was like, then Charlotte started counting up all of her championships, and she was like, "Alexa, how many have you won?" She was like, "Well, Raw, SmackDown." She's like, "It doesn't really matter." And then Charlotte just sort of started laughing, and then,
well, she says it doesn't really matter. Oh, it does. I mean, it does matter.
Yeah. It was just silliness.
So Roxanne and Raquel come out. They want the rematch right now. Adam Pearce then eventually comes out after they argue quite a bit. The two teams, Adam Pearce comes out and says, "Normally a title rematch takes time to put together, but like earlier, to hell with normal. This match is official, and it starts right now." Let's go to commercial break, come back, and we get a women's tag title match.
Yeah, and it was a really, really fun one.
It was.
And I'm glad they didn't do the thing where they have the title one and then they just do the reverse thing in the next night, because Flair and Alexa Bliss pick up the win here. So, and again, this is a really fun match.
Mm-hmm.
So Flair kicks off Raquel. Bliss tags in. Roxanne drags her off. Flair is dumped out of the ring. Perez charges in for a dive, and then Bliss just like intercepts it, hits Sister Abigail out of nowhere. They cover and retain. Her Sister Abigail's great, especially when she just sort of shows up, pops it out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. We got another match here with Rusev and Sheamus, which ended a double DQ. Or double count out, sorry.
I like the double count out nature of this, because you do the 10 beats of the Bowron, but you only get the 10 count. So you do all 10 of them on the outside, you're going to be counted out.
Exactly.
Like
That's
that.
pretty much was
clever.
the finish. Are they going a Thebar route with these two?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm fine with Thebar. Was like 10 years ago. I would be happy if these guys were. Oh my God, this would be great. Imagine this team against when they finally put Braun and Braun in the tag division.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
And I love this is why Raw is like usually better than SmackDown, because they do this kind of shit where the match ends with a double DQ, but the fight doesn't. And so segment after segment after segment is like broken up because these guys come fighting through it, just like the Sammy interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that kind of shit.
Yeah, so after the double count out, they start brawling more. They bring the officials out trying to break them up, to no avail. They end up brawling all the way backstage. Later on, we get the Sammy interview, as mentioned. She asked about how he felt proving Kross wrong, and that's what he said. "I don't like to prove people wrong. I'm not that kind of guy, but what I keep replaying in my head is when I had the pipe, and I think Scarlet and Kross wanted me to use it. Some people in the crowd wanted me to use it. I won't say that's not who I am because I wanted to use it. Would have felt good to pay him back. It's hard to explain. It's not who I am. It's who I want to be, and I want to be a world champion, and I will be, but I want to do it right. It's all eyes on the prize moving forward." So then Sheamus and Rusev come brawling through and bump into him. So he gets in there to try to break it up and catches a shot from Rusev. And then Sammy gets upset, starts yelling at Rusev. So you got to think Sammy's going to get pulled into this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Seems likely.
And if here's, I just thought of this. If Rusev's thing is he came back to WWE to help wrestlers who haven't really reached their fullest potential. Sammy is someone who feels like he hasn't reached his fullest potential because he hasn't been champion yet. That actually makes quite a bit of sense.
It'd be badass if Sammy was being coached up by Rusev and Sheamus.
I know.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Next question is, do the New Day actually have Grayson Waller's back? So we are backstage, and Xavier Woods has this giant hat. It must have been 5 feet across.
This thing was massive.
It was humongous. Great. So, of course, he and Kofi are still grieving the loss of the tag titles. So Waller catches up with them. Is like, hey, what happened last week? Where were you? Oh, I know. You were watching me back here because you saw that opportunity here to learn a lesson, because that's what veterans do. And Kofi says, you're on cloud nine losing theory, but we're still mourning. Give us space, essentially. So Woods says, we are the epitome of chocolate excellence. Our minds are hurting, and we aren't in the right state of mind to face off with Sheamus. Weren't in the right state of mind to face off with Sheamus. And wouldn't be whole until we get our titles back. So he starts tearing up. And then Kofi says, that bald-headed tyrant refuses to give us what we deserve. So then Waller's like, I'm going to take care of this. So he walks up to Pierce, who was in the middle of a conversation with Penta. And Waller says, we need to talk now. Pierce says, did Sheamus scramble your brain? I'm talking to Penta. I'll deal with you in a minute. And Waller says, hey, Baldy, I don't care who you're talking to. I represent the New Day. We have 14 tag titles combined. Give us our tag title rematch. And Pierce says, you tell the New Day that Baldy will give them a rematch when they earn one. Matter of fact, Penta and I were talking about a match for him tonight. I think you officially earned it. So Pierce and Penta talk a little bit, and then Penta does his taunt right in Waller's face, and then walks off. New Day walks up and asks what Pierce said, and Waller's like, yeah, he said you'll get a rematch maybe next week, maybe sometime. And they're like, he didn't give you a time frame? And Waller's like, nah, no time frame. So that match happened. Penta gets the win here after a crazy. That transition from the Alabama Slam to the Destroyer was nuts.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah.
That was awesome. So he gets the pin on Waller here.
The best stuff was after the match, though. So the New Day start to get involved. Kofi and Penta start arguing. Woods taunts him. Kofi checks on Waller. Penta shoves Woods over Kofi. They go to the floor, but Penta grabs Woods' hat. He puts the giant hat on, does his little thing,
Strut, yeah.
and then frisbees it at Woods. They topple over because of the hat, and then Penta goes and does the tope on both of them.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
That was hilarious.
That was great.
It. That was really good.
It was great.
That's your Monday Night Raw.
That was your Monday Night Raw.
Hey, we got a question thread up for the Friendo channel members and patrons, so good for me for remembering this time. Let's see here. A Ninja says, do you think Nikki deserves this spot over other people? I feel like Becky's whole gimmick is holding down the new generation of which she has held down one the last few months. I love Nikki, but I feel other younger people would make more sense for this character in this title reign at this point in time. I will say this. The premise with which Nikki is bringing her, a challenge to Becky Lynch is a bit on the flawed side, and I think we saw her logic break down last night with the response that Becky Lynch gave her. That being said, so many of the women of Nikki Bella's eras were sunsetted before they really had a chance to reach a peak or show what they could do. And so I'm totally fine with Nikki Bella showing back up, bringing the, name power that she had, the brand that she had built up, and all the work that they did do in the Divas shows, because that did bring a lot of people, I think, to the product to check it out. Yep. So I think she 1,000% deserves it. I understand the idea of Becky Lynch is holding down the division. I don't think that's the thread they should take now, but in terms of Nikki Bella being in the mix on the roster, I'm about it. I think it's great for her.
No, I think so too. And I guess if Becky's whole thing is, I'm trying to hold down the rest of the roster, the up and coming talent, then it makes sense for her to be like, all right, I'll give you a title shot to Nikki Bella.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
As opposed to
a younger up and coming person.
Exactly. Like Roxanne Perez. It makes sense in that regard. Luis here asked, power rank the top 5 arena or stadium foods you've ever had.
Great question. God damn it.
Number 5 for me is probably the steak sandwich I had at WrestleMania 2000. When I was hella hungover, it was literally the first thing I ate that day.
That sounds amazing. That's at your number 5?
That's number 5, yeah.
You're sure that's not going to be...
steak sandwich was, in a bubble, a steak sandwich was meh.
Yeah.
But given the context, it was exactly what I needed.
All right, dude. I don't know if I have 5, but my number 5, because, this is the top, but number 5 is going to be, for me, And I think I sent either you and Hilton or you and Dope. I think you and Dope a picture of it, and it's the 2 foot long or foot long, whatever it was, that massive Golden One hot dog that they have at a Kings game this last season or whatever. It was stupid huge, but the only problem with it was I went and I got a packet of ketchup, I got a packet of mustard, but the fucking mayo was in a yellow packet. So I had ketchup and mayo.
What?
And I wasn't going to get up and go back and get some mustard.
No.
So I just had it with ketchup. So that's why it lands at number 5. Also, it's too much hot dog.
It is too much.
It's too much. I didn't finish. I think I left 1 bite left, dude.
That's still impressive. You got through all of it save for 1 bite.
Really bad idea. Terrible.
I'll say this because I'll probably never have one again, and they were good memories. It was the hot links at the Oakland Coliseum.
Ooh.
We used to go, towards when I was older, go to A's games and get the hot links. There was a concession stand, kind of in the middle of the Coliseum that sold a bunch of different kinds of sausages, and the hot links there are really good.
I'm going to say the next one at number 4 is probably because I did eat the entire thing, and that's that shitty little mini pizza we had at the Memorial Auditorium, or I had at the Memorial Auditorium. Yeah. It's like, it kind of hits the spot because I was hella hungry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like, I paid a lot of money for this, and it's not terribly good.
No. No. Gosh, what else? Like, I stopped going to baseball game. Oh! Gosh, what did I get? I think I got a pulled pork sandwich at Miller Park in Milwaukee. That was actually pretty good.
Because I had this during my niece's graduation, the UC Davis graduation at Golden One, because it hit the spot, because the graduation ceremony is forever. It is the longest goddamn thing. So these basic chicken tendies with fries and ranch just hit the spot.
The chicken tendies at Golden One, they're not bad.
They're pretty. I mean, it's just, they're good. They do the trick. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I don't think I've had besides sitting next to my dad at a Kings game years ago, having a Arco King dog. I mean, that's just more the experience. I don't know if I've had I don't know if I have number 1, oh my God, this time I don't know if I have that experience.
Context is a lot of what makes stadium food or arena food good. There was one time that I actually had something at a stadium that was approaching transcendent. And it was at Miller Park. I just mentioned that because of the pulled pork. But they had a stand there that would sell various nuts. And I went with my brother and some of his friends. And one of his friends bought a thing of, I believe it was candied pecans.
Oh.
And they were warm.
Oh, wow.
Like they just did it. Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. That was amazing.
That's awesome.
They were so good. So that would be number 1. That's the one time I've been to a arena or a stadium. This is top-notch shit.
Holy shit.
It was really good.
That's great. Unsheathed Sword Review says, should B-level premium live events go back to being brand exclusive? No! It's fine the way they do it now. They got a lot of premium live events and Saturday night's main events.
Yeah.
And they're short, and it's fine the way they do it.
Yep. Mr. Sinister asks, after hearing Becky's promo, who would you consider to be the top 5 WWE couples of all time?
Oh, of all time?
I guess no particular order. I'd put Becky and Seth up there.
Oh, Becky and Seth for sure. Obviously, Macho Man and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You got to put
Bianca and Montez.
They haven't really done much on camera, though. I mean, then you could put Naomi and Jim.
Yeah.
Jim. But I don't know, is it combined accomplishments? Because then Bianca and Montez.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of
going
there. By.
Okay.
That's what I was going by.
Because, when you look at the other way, Macho Man and Elizabeth were basically because of on screen. She's known as one of the best managers, even though she never really talked or anything. I'm trying to think if there are any that stand. I mean, Scott Steiner and when he had I think he had Medusa. What was it? And then 2 other people.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Wasn't what was her name? I forget.
It's escaping me.
Yeah. Team Madness.
Let's see here.
Brainmore here. I love we got some new names here with the channel members, so I'm trying to read some of them. Brainmore says, is AJ Styles the natural successor to Kurt Angle in that he's so great at doing comedy, but still beyond capable in the ring? Kurt Angle at times would lean more into the comedy than AJ really ever has, which is a shame because I think AJ could lean more into the comedy because he is really good at it.
He is. Jack Cleworth says, Cena, Brock, Roman, triple threat, WrestleMania thoughts. Pass. I don't want to see Roman and Brock in the ring together again.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
No.
Don't like that.
No, and Cena's going to be retired before Mania next year, so no.
Yeah. Here we go. My spirit animal is the Dorito says, which wrestler's hometown would you most want to visit? Isn't it Parts Unknown?
Yeah, I think so.
Or would that be too freaky? It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, we don't know what's there.
I don't know how to get out of here now. Or where it is.
Does it show up on GPS? Can you find it on MapQuest?
Right.
Alex Foster says, if we were wrestlers, what would our street gear / suits look like?
Oh, wow.
Custom velour sweatsuits.
Yeah, I like the tracksuits.
Tracksuits, yeah.
I like that. It's a good idea.
It's got to be velour, though.
It'd be like we're retirees in Florida.
Exactly.
That's what we'd look like. Like we're just coming from Del Boca Vista.
Exactly. Del Boca Vista.
Here we go. Jude Masura says, with LA Knight, Roman and Sami all gunning for Seth. Which one actually will dethrone the Architect?
His name not mentioned. CM Punk.
Gotta be Punk, right?
It's gotta be Punk. That's the story.
Punk or Sammy?
Yeah.
What if none of them do it and Punk realizes Sammy's the better story to dethrone Seth? Like Seth goes on a tear, beats all the opponents.
Maybe. Smurf Galloway, Stephen M. asks, what is your favorite board games of all time? Trivial Pursuit.
Clue and Stratego.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those are my favorites.
Trivial Pursuit. I like card games like Uno.
Oh, Trivial Pursuit is also great.
Skippo.
Nate Fuentes says, who's the next Jey Uso guy? A natural baby face that the crowd turns into a megastar. I don't think he's on main roster yet. At some point, it'd be great if the crowd got behind Carmelo Hayes, but
yeah.
You never really see him, and they don't put him in a position to do that.
Creamy Beef Tip says, Bronson's character now is Sneakerhead, and should he just collect everyone's shoes? Yeah, he beats somebody, gets their shoes.
When he beats somebody, he should get their shoes, yeah.
Assuming they're wearing sneakers as opposed to
not wrestling boots.
No.
Yeah, but he should always be he should always inspect after a win. What do you got going on here?
You got any heat on your feet? Nah, pass.
Nah, good. Levy says, out of Roxanne, Julie, and Stephanie Vaquer, who has done the best work since their call-ups earlier this year? My money would go with Roxanne because we've seen most of her, a lot of character stuff, and then she's always great in the ring.
Yeah. The Doomsta says, after watching Triple H respond to the audience's plea for We Want Kross with You Got Brock, is the goodwill for Paul over?
Oh, I mean, one thing that people said, and I think I don't view it necessarily as a negative, but I understand it, is one in our comments, and maybe they meant to be rude. Maybe they didn't, I don't know. Said, you guys are in a bubble. Because you notice the crowd reaction to Brock, and the crowd still reacts huge to Paul. And it's I'm fine being in a bubble to a degree. It's good to keep an eye on what's going on outside there, but, I don't know. You can call it a bubble or you can call it our community. And the vast majority of the people in our community, people whose names we recognize, people who have watched the bonus episode where we talk, freely, open, and honestly about this stuff, are on the same page. We don't need this guy back.
Yep.
And I think amongst that crowd that sort of feels where we're coming from, it's I could see the goodwill starting to chip away.
Yeah.
But that's not representative of the larger fan base. You see, the larger fan base, if you go on WWE socials, and granted, they've deleted a lot of comments on their socials, but if you go on their socials, a lot of enthusiasm for Brock's return because a lot of people they haven't read the lawsuit like we have. They haven't, paid close attention to what's going on. They just, Brock's back. Great. I got to see Brock come back. And they don't care about that shit. And so, yeah, I think the larger fan base, they're going to keep on loving Triple H. They're going to keep on paying the big money. They're going to keep on, cheering Brock Lesnar for his return. So,
yeah. Sofa King Good says, was the most effective video production novelty? Netflix drones flying through the arenas or custom augmented reality graphics for each wrestler?
Oh, I didn't hate on the augmented reality graphics.
I didn't either.
I was cool with those. The drone, I'm not into.
No, I'm not into. They need to. It's funny because I watch so many other things that obviously use drones, and the fidelity of the cameras are so much better to whatever the iPhone 5 they got strapped onto these WWE drones.
Are they live events?
No.
Because
that might have some bearing.
Because obviously, okay, it's kind of memeable now. Every Netflix crime documentary has that drone flying over the small town and the woods that the body was in. But yeah, I mean, that's the difference, I think, is the signal getting out of the drone. It has to be like dog shit quality.
I don't know if it has to be, but I understand the point that you got to maybe take a hit in terms of the fidelity.
I mean, it's why the cameras are still wired up. It's why they're still cabled up until they get around that. I mean, dude, no, it'd be cool if you can get like, I'm about to engineer some shit, Larson.
There we go. Let's make it happen.
We get a drone, but the cable goes up and then connects to something. So like, yeah, it's a drone, but it's also got like cable. And how about this? 2 drones, 1 drone and 1 cable Slack drone.
Yeah, that's good. Because then what you're kind of doing,
don't say that's good. It's terrible.
Is like in the NFL, they have the camera that's behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
the kind of the floating one that's on the wires. So what you're taking that is you're just taking that same camera because the fidelity on that's pretty good.
The wire cameras are different because they're cabled, and that's maybe what they should do instead.
Let me finish. Take that, get rid of the wires. Done. The wires that's suspending it, but yes, you keep the wire that carries it to the truck.
Yeah.
So it's your idea. I'm confirming your idea.
Remember in the Gemstones when they had those jetpack suits?
Yeah. Cameraman with jetpack?
Or that guy's just a cable wrangler for the drone.
There you go. That works too. That works.
Those are all terrible ideas. Yeah, one day they'll figure out how to get like decent quality.
Or at least color time it so it matches a little better. Because the color timing is way off.
Man, there's
like they don't color time them before they set them out there in the arena.
I think they're just cheaping it up. I think there's probably like a more expensive solution to get
they
better
could probably
fidelity.
use, but they're just pinching pennies and then trying to get every cent out of their customers. Yes,
I don't mind honestly. Like when the drone is like, because sometimes isn't the drone like on the concourse and everybody's around the drone and then it goes and then it goes
flies.
up.
Yeah, it goes into the arena. Yeah, that's
when it's around the people. It's just when you have that long shot with so much information, then it starts to pixel the shit out of it.
Yeah, you can't. They can't handle that. Josh M asks, how many shoes do you think will end up in the tribal thief Bronson's Shula Fala?
Oh, hopefully by the time all is said and done,
a lot.
Yeah. Dave Matushak, with Eddie Kingston returning to pre-comeback training, and how long do you think he should train for, and where should he return? I have no clue how long he should train for. I am the last person to ask that question.
I'm really enjoying his updates, his training updates, though.
Well, I appreciate that I provide you with them.
Well, that one you did, but I've seen some other ones.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been with Cesar Bononi for a while now.
Yeah. Training.
Yeah. And nothing really seems to change. He'll talk about, oh man, I've been eating this new thing I saw called fruit that Cesar has introduced me to. I love this new thing called fruit.
Sometimes I'll put some Greek yogurt in there. Yeah. I don't do it every day, but some days.
The Greek's got this yogurt that's good. It's got proteins in it.
And then sometimes I can't do it every day, but I did it because I did it yesterday. Put a scoop of peanut butter in there.
Put some peanut butter in it, Cesar.
Greg Morris says, chiming in on who should have won an Oscar topic for bonus episode, Jake Gyllenhaal should have won an Oscar for Nightcrawler.
Oh my God, that's totally true.
Yeah, he was
that
great
movie's
in that movie.
Awesome. The dude who played his assistant should have got supporting too.
Yeah,
because he was really good. I forget that guy's name. Nas something, I think. C Machine says any chance that Dom wins at Triple Mania?
Yeah.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, I think there's a decent chance
I hope so.
Jacob Underwood says, we didn't hear from Punk last night following his most emotional in-ring moment since his return to WWE. We didn't hear from him for a couple weeks after Mania. He never addressed Cena again after Night of Champions. Why so many inconsistent beats in the storyline? Last night felt like a major miss. Rollins getting top treatment every week doesn't seem to have the energy creative wanted.
Yeah, Punk probably should have talked.
Yeah.
Phil probably should have said something. I don't know why. I mean, you got to talk to Paul Levesque about that one.
Yeah.
Because I listen to all these people right here. That's the only. We don't need a bunch of people asking questions. I talk to all these people out here. Is the only questions I want. And they're like, we want Kross. You hear that? They said we want Brock Lesnar. You hear that? He said I'm doing everything right. That guy right there just said it. Man, did that guy fucking pick Trump's brain or what, Larson?
It's starting to seem like it, doesn't it?
I'm telling you, man. That guy sat down with him for 15 minutes. He was like, all right, tell me every tip and trick you got. And he came back from the trip, man. Oh, that makes me laugh. You see Trump on the fucking roof of the White House today just yelling at the press?
No.
It was weird shit.
That is weird. Gosh.
Anyways, sorry. This is the last 10 seconds of the show. Thanks, everybody. I'm about to take my biotin and carrot and supplement here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate it. Till next time. See you guys around.
Goodbye.